Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week. Or no, this is for your January bonus reading. You start with this fork in the road card and this new life card. So some of you definitely could be stepping into new life, or you could be having, with the fork in the road card, I'll show you this in a minute. You could have a choice to make that will lead to a new life. And apparently this deck is upside down. So that's why I'm flipping the cards over. But there definitely could be a new life, or you could be starting a new life at this time, or stepping into something new, which would be a good thing, of course. You also have the Nine of Swords in the same position as Pisces right here, so we'll have to see what that's about. But the Nine of Swords is like the fear of repeating a cycle, or it can say that you're stuck in a cycle. We'll have to see. And you do have the Wheel of Fortune, which can also represent a cycle, and the Wheel of Fortune would say it's time to take control of the cycle that you're in. But again, you have these two cards. I think there's a choice that you've been agonizing about. The fork in the road card says there's a clear decision. There's like a glowing path behind that unicorn, alpaca, owl, monkey animal that we see right in front of us here. And, I think that this could lead to a new life, but it's almost like you're just going back and forth. Your very first card is the Two of Pentacles, and we're doing a Celtic Cross for these bonus readings, so this is how you are entering into the Celtic Cross, or basically your current general energies. And Two of Pentacles is kind of like this back and forth energy. Two of Pentacles sometimes can represent work hard, play hard, can represent spinning plates, having too many options, doing too much. But I just kind of feel with the Nine of Swords that there is a choice that you've been thinking about for too long, and that's kind of the energy I get. Your crossing energy is the Hermit. The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. And so the Hermit, he has climbed to the top of this mountain, and he's been through a dark night of the soul, and now he has found his inner light, but now he needs to come down from the mountain. It's like he knows what to do, and that's kind of the feeling I have for you, Cancer. It's like I feel like you know what to do in a situation, but maybe you're just thinking about it with all these cards. So I think it's time to come down from the mountain is what the Hermit is saying. In the area of your thoughts or what's on your mind, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is actually pretty good. I think the Eight of Wands is a good card just in general, but it's a pretty good in the area of your thoughts, because with the Eight of Wands, it's a card of completion, or it can also represent quick success. But the Eight of Wands, it's important that the Eight Wands are all going in the same direction. You can see that they are all aiming towards the same thing. And, that's the whole point of the Eight of Wands, is that we need to make sure our thoughts are going in the same direction. They can't be going in two different directions. So I feel pretty good about this, because I think that your thoughts are, at least for the most part, going in the right direction. I also do feel that there could be some sort of quick success coming in for you. On top of that, I feel like this could be communication. So if you're waiting for news or information, or waiting for approval for something, this could be you getting approved for whatever you're waiting for. Next, in the area of your foundation, you have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, of course, can represent knight in shining armor. So it could be love. The Knight of Cups can also be your imagination. And he's standing in the desert, but he has this water flowing in front of him. And not only that, we go up Nine of Swords to the Ace of Wands right here. And so if you are hoping that something will grow, then I would say that the Knight of Cups is definitely encouraging you to take action. The Knight of Cups is standing in the desert where nothing grows. But if he were to just plant seeds in front of this water, of course those seeds would grow. So I think it's time for you to plant seeds. I feel like it's time for you to get to work. The Nine of Swords is just worrying that if you do get to work, that whatever you're going to be working on isn't going to work. The Nine of Swords is just running around worried. And worrying that, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if this happens? What if that happens? But the good news is you have the Ace of Wands here. So the Ace of Wands is the growth. But I think this is saying you need to get out of your head, clearly. Next, in the area of the past, this is the energy that you're moving past. You have this travel card. It says you're attracting positive movement or travel that will bring your desires to fruition. You have this choose a path card. There you go. It says there are many paths before you, but you may only choose one. Pick a lane, is what this reading is saying here, Cancer. So I would encourage the new path. Of course, you have that new life card. The fork in the road card encourages the new path. But I think that there could be like an adventure coming in for you, even though this is coming up in the past. It doesn't really matter. I would travel, or this might not literally be travel, right? This might just be you learning something new or having new experiences. So take it how it resonates. You might not literally be traveling, but you might just be adventuring. The interesting thing is that you have the King of Cups in your past position. The King of Cups has this boat right here, and this boat represents something very specific on the King of Cups. It represents a time where our ancestors would get on boats and they wouldn't know where they were going. And so the boat on the King of Cups kind of represents being willing to step into the unknown. And so I think for a lot of you that the King of Cups, and also those two cards, are clearly encouraging you to step into the unknown or to do something where maybe you don't know the answers, because I think that the adventure is going to bring your desires into fruition, as that travel card says. But again, this could be anything. This could be you. Maybe you think you want to go back to school, or maybe you want to start a business, or maybe you want to learn something new. All of those things are adventures, right? Which you can do from the comfort of your own home. So it doesn't literally have to be travel, but I think that some of you need to, travel, right? And it could be mentally. The other thing I would say is I think it would be a great time for you to explore your emotions. We're in a little bit of an emotional time. And the King of Cups is sitting in the middle of the ocean, and it kind of represents the fact that he has explored his emotions to a very deep level. So I think it would be a great time for you to explore your emotions, or learn from your emotions. And I just like a little side message there for you. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have this crate card and this barrier card. Nine of Swords is definitely a barrier in the reading, right? And so I think you need to be creative. We are in an extremely creative time. Pluto and Aquarius, I think, some people think that, don't think of Aquarius as very creative, but, really it is. The energy is extremely creative and very innovative. To be innovative, you have to be creative. So, I think that creativity is going to be a solution to pretty much everything moving forward. But also, if you want to stand out or get more attention, or if you want certain things to happen in your life, that being creative on how you solve your problems or overcome things is really going to be the answer. You have the Nine of Swords. I don't really feel terrible about this. Personally, I consider the Nine of Swords to be the worst card in the tarot. Not the Tower. I don't even think the Tower's close. But so again, everybody's worried about the Tower, but I'm always like, no, you should be worried about the Nine of Swords. It is a never-ending nightmare. And so, but I don't feel too bad about it in your reading here, Cancer. I just think this is rumination. I think this is you kind of thinking about something over and over and over again. I don't really have a good solution for you here, Cancer, because I think the more you think about something, this could be a choice that you're trying to make. Clearly, you have 19 choice cards here. Choose a path. You have whatever the hell that card said, fork in the road. You have the Two of Pentacles. You have a bunch of cards here that basically say pick a lane. Pick something and make it happen, right? Or pick whatever and do it. And like I said, is that a good solution? No, but it might be your only solution with the Nine of Swords, because again, the Nine of Swords, he is kind of in a comfort zone. He has this comfort blanket right here, and so he's in pain. But my problem with the Nine of Swords is that he's in pain, but he's not in enough pain to make a change. So he doesn't do things until things get so bad that he's forced to make a change. And that's my problem with the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords kind of says you can be the bug or the windshield. There's a person right here in this carving on the bed that's hitting another person with a sword, and it basically says you could be the one doing the hitting, or you can be the one getting hit. And so you kind of have to. It's a card that really says you have to take control of your destiny and make things happen. And we end with the Wheel of Fortune, which is good, because basically the Wheel of Fortune is kind of the positive version of this. It's saying that you are taking control of your reality. Next, in the area of your outcome positions, last row, you have the skunk card. It says know your worth. You also have this coyote. It says trust in divine detours. Yeah, sometimes if things aren't working, there's a reason for it. So I would definitely trust in those divine detours. And, I also think, it's kind of weird because it's like if something isn't working in your life, I feel like you are being pushed in another direction, but it's like you keep questioning it or something. I don't know. It's popping into my head. It's almost like you keep asking the question. I hear it in my head. So I think that some of you need to definitely like move in a new direction. In the area of the next few months, you have this Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a card of curiosity, or it's a card of following your curiosity. So I think it would be an amazing time to follow your curiosity. If you become interested in something, or if anything is capturing your attention, like new directions, I would definitely kind of like follow that curiosity. I also think that, the Page of Swords, can be very creative, or, can be very childlike and ask a lot of questions. And so I think it would be a great time for you to ask a lot of questions. If you have a question about something, go and learn about it. Kind of like being more playful with life is the energy I get off of the Page of Swords in your reading. I think it's encouraging you to play, to explore, to travel, to, do new things. And, I think that could open up a lot. Next, in your closest relationships, you have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands can represent carrying a heavy burden, of course. Ten of Wands is coming up in the area of your closest relationships. So I would be very careful of all relationships. We're not just talking about love here. We're talking about every type of relationship you have. And, I would look and say, are these people causing problems or not in my life? And I would be careful of the relationships where a person is causing problems or issues in your life. And I would avoid it at all costs with the Ten of Wands. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Ace of Wands, which is amazing because the Ace of Wands says that you are probably feeling inspired and excited. The Ace of Wands is that spark of hope or that spark of inspiration that gets you motivated to take action on your next steps. So I feel like you're really feeling motivated and excited and ready for adventure. I would definitely move towards your excitement. The thing with the Ace of Wands is it's just a spark. It's just that spark of hope, that spark of inspiration. We have to put more wood onto that spark to build it. I've been watching a lot of Survivor Man recently, right? Because I have nothing else to watch. So, in Survivor Man, when he builds a fire, he starts small and then he puts bigger and bigger pieces of wood on the fire as it grows, right? And literally, while I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, that's the Ace of Wands, right? You have to start small so that you don't put out the fire with like a big old piece of wood and then it burns out. You have to start small with those small little steps towards what you're working towards, and then you have to take bigger and bigger steps as you go. And that's exactly what I would do with the Ace of Wands. You have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is, one of those cards where I like it, but I don't think it's as good as everybody makes it out to be. It's a great card, but we have to be the one to take control of the wheel. We have to be the one to take control of our destiny. This is your destiny. And, the Wheel of Fortune is really your personal vision for your life. It's how you see your life going. And the Wheel of Fortune, the best place to be is the middle, because then all these wheels are spinning around us, but we can see things as they come. So when we see a challenge with the Wheel of Fortune, we should take care of it right away instead of hiding from it. When we see a good thing coming, we should double down on it and make it more. And so that's how you can take control of your destiny with the Wheel of Fortune, and that's exactly what I feel the Wheel of Fortune is saying, is that you are taking more control. And, the Nine of Swords is kind of like out of control, so I think that the Wheel of Fortune, of course, is going to be a good thing for you. With the Two of Pentacles and the Hermit, you have the Five of Cups. I feel like you're petrified of disappointment is literally what I'm hearing here. So I think some of you are really, really fearing that you're going to be disappointed if you pick a path, or, if you, make some sort of change, or if you go on an adventure, or, if you do that thing that you're thinking about doing clearly here with the Eight of Wands. The Five of Cups, we have to let go of the past. I'm wondering if you have past regrets here or past disappointments. The whole point of the Five of Cups is that he's lost his taste for wine, so he has lost his taste for something that once brought him joy, but it no longer brings him joy, and now he's sad. But really, if you were to turn around, he would see these two cups, and then he would get this bridge and this castle. So, this card is all about like turning around and seeing the opportunities that exist in your life. So I think you need to realize that, things are not always going to go the wrong direction, right? With the Eight of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, some of you could be thinking about love. I wouldn't really call this a love reading, but, if you want love, of course, love is always available to you. And, you could be waiting for communication and love, or you could be thinking about communicating in love. And, this would be great energy for it. Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing, being very happy. The other thing I would say is with the King of Cups, Knight of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Cups is all about flow. The Eight of Wands is all about flowing in a direction, right? With the Eight of Wands, we have to point in one direction, and we have to set out to accomplish that one thing. The Ace of Cups can easily reach down into this water here and fill itself back up. So it is flow. It doesn't take much effort to fill itself up. So the Ace of Cups is all about doing those things in life, the activities, the hanging out with the people that bring more energy into your life, not suck it away. The people, the places, the things, everything. The Eight of Wands is my card of creating a slip and slide in life. I think when these two cards come up together, we need to look at friction in life, and we need to say, like, what things in my life are slowing me down or creating friction, and how can I remove them, right? And that's what I would do with that card. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Tower. This doesn't have to be a bad thing. This could just be a Scorpio coming in for some of you if you're looking for love with that Knight of Cups. The Tower is also about, it's funny that this is coming up in your foundation, because the Tower always gets reduced down to its foundation, and then we always rebuild the Tower stronger. That's the whole point of the Tower, is that it's getting reduced down to its foundation. These people are coming back down to reality so they can see reality for how it is, and then they're rebuilding it from there. With the King of Cups, you have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is adventurous. It's funny that you have a lot of adventure here in the past. It's coming up in the past, which is normally normally in this type of reading, it would represent the energy that you are moving past. But the funny thing is I'm wondering if you have been thinking for a long time, about going on an adventure. And even though it's showing up in the past position, it could say that you're finally going on an adventure, or you're finally being more adventurous or more spontaneous with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is all about being spontaneous. And so, I think that you're worried about an outcome here. All of this mess right here, Cancer. It's like you're worrying about an outcome. It's probably like an outcome that you've been thinking about taking a risk on for a very long period of time. But we have a positive outcome right here. So, I don't know. You might be surprised by the results with the Tower. And the Tower can be a good surprise. And so you might be surprised by the result you get. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is having been disappointed multiple times in the past. And so he has these three cups, right here. And he has this new cup reaching out. And so, again, if you're receiving any opportunities, which literally you have this big-ass cup right here, there could be a really big opportunity coming in for you, but you could be afraid because of past, whatever happened in the past, right? So I think you need to kind of open up to new opportunity here. With the Page of Swords, you have the Hierophant. Hierophant is kind of like blessings from the universe. He is blessing these two people in front of him. But with the Page of Swords, I think this is saying that you need to think more outside the box. The Hierophant is a very rigid belief structure. He has a certain set of beliefs, and that's it. But with the Page of Swords, that would be questioning the traditional belief, right? And so I think that you do need to think outside the box more with this energy that's going on here. It's whatever you think is going to happen is probably not going to happen. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Ace of Swords. This is some sort of victory or success coming in for you. This could also be truth coming in for you as well. And it's showing up in the area of your closest relationships. So you could be more, and the thing about the Ace of Swords is it is a card of focus. So you could be more focused on quality connections is, really what this is basically saying here. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Strength card. Yeah, I feel like you have to have the strength to have a new beginning. You have this new life card, Ace of Wands. A lot of these cards would say you're doing something new or going on a new adventure. So the Strength card is really saying that you have developed the strength necessary to be very successful. So, definitely keep going. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Emperor taking control. I think you're taking control of your destiny. Like I said, it's very, very simple. I think that you are just taking control of your destiny or your reality so that you can have a new life. I don't know. I really don't think it's that bad of a reading, even though you have the Tower and the Nine of Swords. Like I said, I think the Tower can at least be good. The Nine of Swords is kind of sometimes with the Nine of Swords, we're in a slump, and we really have to motivate our ass to get moving. So, I would get moving there. You have this Kangaroo, which also says unsettled times, need to plan ahead. We are in a time of chaos until 2033. We have very weird astrology between now and then. And people keep asking me, like, what does that mean? I have no freaking clue, right? I don't know everything. I just know that we will see crazy stuff. Mark my words, over the next, several years. And is it going to affect us that much? I don't know. What I will say is, looking forward into the future, and I've said this a million times as well, I think there are going to be a lot of people in 2033 that say, oh my God, all I did over the past 10 years was worry about every little thing that happens that I can't control, and I got nothing done. So don't be one of those people. There will be plenty of things to worry about, plenty of things to be concerned about. The news is screaming for attention because they don't get attention anymore. So it's just going to get worse, right? And I think people who just worry about every little thing are going to get nothing done. So don't be one of those people, is what I would say. I think if you keep your head on straight, stay focused, and you realize that most things are a distraction, like everything going on right now, literally, right? They're just distractions. That's it, right? Don't worry about it. You have this dog close up. It says pleasure with a close friend. Yeah, I think like focusing on those quality connections is definitely going to be important for you with the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Wands. You have this dog. It says protection from a powerful friend. So again, I would focus on quality over quantity as far as people are concerned. You have this goldfish. It says increase in material wealth and spiritual growth. That looks good. So definitely could be improvements coming in for you. You have this wind chimes. It says peace and harmony on it. Whatever. I don't know. My fingers aren't working today. But I think that, focusing on doing things that bring more peace and harmony into your life would be good. You have this knot. It says unsuccessful plans. I think you're focusing on something that isn't really, it's like you're trying to make something work that isn't, or I don't know, whatever. It's like, imagine if I were doing this for as long as I have been, right? But I was only ever getting one person watching, right? It's like, even though I would still do it for one person because this is what I like to do, but I'm just giving you an example here, Cancer. It's like, imagine if I were to do that and I was never improving. It's like, at that point, it's like we have to admit to ourselves the universe is trying to get us to move in a new direction. And so I kind of feel like that's what this is saying, is like, there could be something, Nine of Swords, Tower, where like the reality is that something needs to change. And I don't even think you have to give up on anything, right? You just have to change what you're doing. If I was only getting one viewer, clearly there would be something that needs to change. And so I wouldn't even have to quit. I would just have to make a change. And, I kind of feel that's the Tower, the Nine of Swords, that card as well. But this looks interesting, so thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.